Spicy here at Mac Studio Music Productions. For the first time ever, I'm doing a video for the first time on the Canal Boat. So if you remember, I had the studio, which is the back of where I used to live, and now I've moved everything onto the Canal Boat. I did say that I was going to bring a special guest on my first podcast on the Canal Boat, and who better to have than Pastor Zory, and he's here to tell us a little bit about an event that's happening on Saturday in Boreham Wood, and he's going to do a live performance for us as well. So over to you. Welcome to the studio.
Pleasure.
I don't think I've ever had a pastor in the Canal Boat, and it was really quite an honour to have you on board, and I'm quite excited to hear your live performance as well. So just give us a little bit of background on yourself, and what got you into music, and what sort of things you do at your church.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Zorodzo, or Zoro, or Zory. I'm originally from Zimbabwe. I was born, bred there. Came quite early when I was 5 to the UK, the big wide world. I lived in Hackney for a little while, and then I moved to northwest London. So you know, I've been there ever since. I've been northwest London local for a while, and now I'm in sunny Boreham Wood. So you know, Hertfordshire, Hertfordshire is my home.
What got you into music?
So what got me into music? I was a very, as you can imagine, coming into a new country, a new environment. I wasn't, you know, the best at communicating, and what would happen is that, you know, things would happen around me, and I wouldn't really have a way of expressing it because I wasn't the best communicator. So what I'd end up doing is I'd end up writing things down, and I filled up notepads and books full of little poems and writings, just to express my emotions. And what ended up happening was because that was my avenue of expressing what I felt, I was drawn into hip hop, I was drawn into rap, I was drawn into grime music, and you know, very early on, I never actually delved fully into writing my own music, but I loved the thought and just listening to, you know, musicians. You know, I was into my So Solid crew, you know, old school garage, new school garage. I was into my early grime music, Wiley, and even some of the UK musicians, you know, Klashnikov, and various other people, Skinny Man. And what happened was that I would write spoken word, and once I got to you know, my late teens, I began to fancy myself as a little bit of a poet. As you do, you know, you're trying to impress the ladies, you're trying to impress people around you, and because of the environment I was in, I started writing poetry. But nice. Interestingly enough, what also happened was that I felt the Lord drawing me closer to him, and you know, I wasn't really brought up in a Christian environment. I'll go to church every now and then, but it wasn't really something that I gravitated towards, especially as a young man. But this was organic, this was different. This was me feeling as though God was drawing me to himself. Yeah. And through friends, through actually an old girlfriend, what ended up happening was I thought to myself, let me give this faith thing a try. And that's when I came to church, I gave my life to the Lord, and it wasn't long after that I began to write poetry, but not for myself, not to express my feelings, but more to express my feelings towards the Creator.
So how long then have you been a singer-songwriter?
So it's interesting that you'd ask how long I've been a singer-songwriter, because the intention initially was never to, you know, really have too many people listening or you know, interested in what I was doing. I really did it as a form of expression. But what happened was that, you know, an avenue was opened up. You know, they say that the best, you know, singers and performers, a lot of them come from the church. You know, they're raised up in the choir. You can think of Mary J. Blige. You can think of various other artists as well. You know, even Elvis that has, you know, some gospel influences. But what happened with me was that I was doing a lot of the poetry, but there were other people that were in my vicinity also that had begun rapping. So I thought to myself, you know what, the transition between actually writing something down and doing spoken word, and, you know, rapping over a beat, and wasn't that big. It was just a beat, basically, just putting a beat in the background, and rapping in time. And what happened was gradually I got more accustomed to writing and performing on instrumentals, and I've been doing it now for 10 years. And you know, I think the key with me is that you listen to a lot of music these days, and sometimes people don't know what they're saying. You know, they might be given a bottle of Pepsi, or, you know, Toblerone, or some other, you know, marketing ploy, and they'll try and promote that thing without thinking too much about, you know, the essence and the heart of what they're saying to people. It's effectively music without a real message. And the first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to write music, not for myself, but I wanted to write it to glorify God, to glorify the Creator. And secondly, I wanted my music to have substance. I wanted people to be able to enjoy the music that they were listening to, but at the same time get something out of it. You know, we live in a society that has so much negativity that I wanted my music to be positive, but also draw you towards something that could actually help you. So I pride myself in creating music with a message. And I believe you know about the concert that's going to happen on Saturday. I'll say a little bit about it if you'd like.
Yeah, please tell me a little bit more about what's happening on Saturday, and where people can find you, and what's going down there.
Yeah, sure. So I'm part of a church fellowship we're called Potter's House. Our church, which I'm the pastor of, is Potter's House, Boreham Wood. We actually worship on a Sundays at 11 o'clock in the 96 Shenley, on the first floor, meeting room 1. But this Saturday, we're going to be doing something that is completely different, something that you're probably not accustomed to. We've got a live lounge gospel concert, which is going to be at the Allen Manor House. This is just off of Elstree and Boreham Wood Station. It starts at 6:30 and it's completely free for the community to come to. There'll be drinks and refreshments, and the music is on another level. I mean, we've got you know, gospel recording artists coming down, beautiful singing vocalists. We've got you know, rappers and you know, songwriters, real musicians coming down, people with real talent. But once again, similar to myself, it's music with a message. And you know, would you like me to perform a song as well?
Yeah, do you know what? That would be fantastic. I'm sure viewers would definitely like to see you doing our first live performance.
For sure.
And that would be great. So take it away.
Sure. What I will say as well is that this song is a song that I will be doing on Saturday as well. So grab your tickets and enjoy.
Excellent, thank you. And it's been great having you on there on my boat for the first time. And
pleasure's mine. The pleasure's
looking
mine.
forward to this performance. So it's all yours. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. Mic check. 1 2 1 2, and we bring to you the sounds of DJ Ison and Spicy. We on the Mikey. Hey, listen, yo, yaga, yeah. Look. Dig you deep, dig you deep it. Look, I don't know it all, family, I'm living by faith. Dig you deep it. Dig you deep, God came as a man, took sins of a human race. Dig you deep, dig you deep it. Look, I was on the wrong path, now I'm in the right place. Dig you deep it. Want a sign and a miracle to believe you've seen it. Look, dig you deep it. What Christ did, now man and earth ever done what Christ did. They meant bad, he made good, yeah, he niced it. Now he's the talk of the town like Ice Kid. Dig you deep it, what Christ done, saved him a wretch and made him a right one. Living by his grace, now I run into his hands. No man is an island, save gang members. Used to be violent, now they run business and not from Trident. Look, I know No, I can't be silent. He's the only reason I can pay my rent on time. Out of many branches, there's one vine. Bare denominations, but one kind of Christian. One who loves God because he asked for forgiveness. A witness. Dig you deep, 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 dig you deep it. Look, I don't know, we're all family. I'm living by faith. Dig you deep it. Dig you deep, God came as a man, took sins of the human race. Dig you deep, 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 dig you deep it. Look, I was on the wrong path, now I'm in the right place. Dig you deep it. Want a sign and a miracle to believe you've seen it. Look, Super Nintendo like the Biggie flow. Some people say they love God, do you really though? You live life like the cam ain't recording, but you can't play God like a video. Like a Netflix, YouTube, Vimeo. I scream Christ saves lives, you don't hear me though. Too busy Snapchatting on your videos. Feel to get my Debo on like, give me those. Are you hearing? Will you listen? You hate rules, but there's more to a Christian. You talk about what you can't, what's forbidden, but you didn't know sin made you a victim. Pornography and all addiction, the opposite of being free or in prison. But loving God, that's true freedom. If you know him like I know him, you do need him, man. Washed by the blood and not no water. What we telling them, man? Heaven is my home, it's not Wakanda. What we telling them, man? Let my life at the cross, didn't have to go far. Look, I'm at the backseat of a car. Jesus paid Uber, Holy Spirit's my chauffeur line. Dig you deep, 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 dig you deep it. Look, I don't know, we're all family, I'm living by faith. Dig you deep it. Dig you deep, God came as a man, took sins of the human race. Dig you deep, 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 dig you deep it. Look, I was on the wrong path, now I'm in the right place. Dig you deep it. Want a sign and a miracle to believe you've seen it. Look, dig you deep, 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 dig you deep it. Look, I don't know, we're all family, I'm living by faith. Dig you deep it. Dig you deep, God came as a man, took sins of the human race. Dig you deep, 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 dig you deep it. Look, I was on the wrong path, now I'm in the right place. Dig you deep it. Want a sign and a miracle to believe you've seen it. One time, we're out.